Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mr. 008 here, and today I have for you a video covering round 2 of the ongoing Bloons Tower Defense 6 tournament, which I am a part of. So, in today's video we are going to be covering this challenge where we have to, on the map balance, get the most balanced pop count distribution for our towers. So here are the rules. There's no monkey knowledge, only 1 life, and no selling. And it goes from round 75 to 90 on alternate Bloons rounds, and you get 60,000 starting cash and 10 towers max. So there is a score distribution, or like a formula that is used to calculate the score that you can get in this challenge. And my score was pretty bad in this challenge, I'm not gonna lie. I only got a score of around 922 out of a possible 17,782, if I recall correctly. Granted, the highest score possible was achieved by around 13 or 14 contestants by using a bug or an exploit of some kind. It was not banned by the organizers of the tournament, but I did not know of it, so I did not get the chance to try it out. So, certain towers are not allowed, including the Moab Assassin, as well as any Dartling gun or helipilot. There's one other military tower that's not allowed, I'm trying to think, that's right, mortar. No insta-kills from the Middle Path Buccaneer, no Ground Zero or Zarbamba, no Phoenix, no Super Monkey, no Farm, no Middle Path Beast Handler, and no Spike Storm. And you can only get 1 of each tower type, which makes sense for this type of challenge, otherwise it would be a little bit too easy. So, I am going to start things off here with a Moab press. I'm basically going to try and replicate my original strategy, and I am going to see what I can do here. So normally I would go for heavy bombs for a recursive cluster, but for this particular type of challenge where you're trying to get the most balanced pops, I'm going for the middle cross path, so it's not quite as strong. So let's get this, and let's get the Necromancer. I'm not getting the Wall of Fire for that reason, and we will get this, and I am going to go all the way for an Elite Defender with the, let's go top cross path. I think that's what I originally used. So let's put this guy on strong. And I also want to throw out a quick disclaimer for this challenge and how it is going to work, or how it did work rather. So officially, players were part of this round in version 36, not version 37, but I'm playing in version 37 because I did not record this video before the update came out. So some things may be a little bit different, but not anything that I can think of. I don't think any changes were made to the to most of the towers in this challenge. The only one I can think of is the aircraft carrier and the carrier flagship, because I will be getting those later on in this challenge. But for now, I am saving for the Elite Defender. That is what I believe I am supposed to get next. What I did get next for the official submission that I put out there for my score, and my opponent in round 2 of the winner's bracket. For those of you who don't know, who are just tuning in at this point about this tournament, the tournament is a double elimination style bracket, so if you lose one round, you will get a second chance in that same round to, or not in the same round rather, but in the next round you will get a second chance, but you'll be in a part of the bracket called the loser's bracket. So the winner's bracket is for everyone as soon as they start until they lose a match, and the loser's bracket is for anyone who has lost one match thus far but is not eliminated yet. But you do get eliminated if you lose a second match. So my opponent was, I believe, Manila time 36 for that round, and Manila time did not actually submit a score, which technically meant that I would win as long as I submitted a score, because the contest organizers said that if neither player submits a score, then a coin flip will determine the official winner for that round. But I did submit a score, my opponent did not, so I won by default. And that means that I kind of dodged a bullet there, I'm not gonna lie, because I do think that I would have definitely had a bit of a challenging time getting through to round 3 still in the winner's bracket for this tournament, considering the fact that I did not get a good score in the round that just ended. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. We're going to see if we have an issue with these Moabs. It looks like we do have an issue, unfortunately. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. Looks like I'll probably be required to get Wall of Fire because I cannot pop all of the Moabs or the ceramics in the middle there. So let's go ahead and set the sniper again on first, and we still have some balloons getting out to close to the exit there, so I'm going to retry again because yeah, I don't want to lose and like not even be able to showcase the original strategy I used or something very close to that. And in case some of you have not noticed thus far, there is something that is different with the Buccaneer, and it got a rework for the middle path. And the rework basically is that the second tier, the 210 or 220, are weaker because there are only 6 grapes instead of 10 that are fired from each side of the boat. And then the 310 still only has 6 grapes for each side, but its grape attack is shot out twice as fast. And what that means is that it will function as if, in terms of just its raw overall damage output, it'll function as if it is firing 12 grapes per shot, except for the fact that they're split into 2 shots. So long story short, what that means is that it's stronger if you do not have an alchemist to buff it, but if you do have an alchemist to buff it, it's weaker than the old version would have been, because the duration that an alchemist buff lasts depends partly on time, but it also partly depends on the number of shots that the tower that is buffed shoots out, the number of times it attacks, and then the buff will expire once it reaches a certain number of shots, assuming that we're talking about an alchemist that is not a permabrew. If we're talking about permabrew, then the new version is better even with the alchemist, but it is not better with the it's not better with the 0 lives. I got very lucky there with going out at the right time. So I find it a little bit hard to talk and to talk and do this at the same time, but I'm going to try and keep going anyways. So basically, getting back to what I was saying, so that's how the rework works at 2nd and 3rd tiers, respectively. But at 4th tier, there is another interesting change, and that change is that the mini monkey aces are no longer shooting out radial dart attacks. Instead, they shoot 2 darts out in front, and then they shoot grapes. They will shoot darts still if you do not have grape shot, but if you do have grape shot, they shoot grapes instead of darts. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting to see, and we will have to see if that means that it's stronger or weaker than before, but I think that it's probably going to be stronger in the end with this cross path. But without this cross path, it's probably going to be weaker if you go for the camo option, and that's because the darts that are shot out, if you do not have grape shot, are shot out in groups of 6, not groups of 8 like they were before. I will be putting out a video covering the Buccaneer rework pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But we have lots and lots of balance changes to go through for this update, and I am here 100% for it, and I hope you all are as well to watch my coverage of these changes. So here's round 87. I'm not trying necessarily to get a better score in this run. I'm just showing what I did basically for the first round, or for the second round technically. But I am showing what I did for my official score submission is what I'm trying to say. So it looks like we have to switch our sniper over to strong because of these DDTs. Hopefully nothing else leaks though that isn't a DDT. So I'm gonna put it back on first now, and I can't see what's going on at the center, but I have looked to the sides and made sure that there were no ceramics that were leaking or about to leak. So there are the Moabs from round 89, and let's see what else we can do for the rest of this challenge. So 1 BFB left, and I'm going to go out and go back in and just see if there is anything I can do to get a little bit of an unofficially better score. Looks like there's not, because I can't upgrade to the tax zone because I don't have enough money. But let's see. So we have 4 DDTs. Let's decamo them with the shimmer and pop the ceramics in them, and there we go. So that is my run. That is basically a replication to some extent of my original run. Let's see the pop counts here. So there's a pretty vast distribution overall. The Sentry Expert and Elite Defender are almost the same, and the Carrier Flagship has a lot more pops than I remember it having before. So it looks like it is stronger, so that is interesting to know, and I'm interested to see how it will perform in some practical, real game situations. But there is one other thing I want to show you guys for this video, and that is the bug that basically allowed certain scores, like the bug that basically allowed certain players to get the maximum score with a little bit of a cheesy strategy, some might say. And we are going to, didn't mean to bring up the pause menu. We're going to get an Arctic wind, let's get a snowstorm, and see if we can get a couple of towers down here. So what do we want to get? I think all we really need are towers that pop well, but we do need something else as well. So let's see how expensive this is. So that does cost quite a bit. let's see what we want. I don't know if a crossbow master is enough to keep me in the game and doing well, but we will go ahead and get that. Unfortunately, I cannot get higher than a second tier alchemist along the top path because I need the middle path in order to make this bug work. And yeah, actually I don't think that, actually I think I need to do something different. So actually it may work like this. I'll try again. I'll see if I can get it to work. I did not watch other players try this exploit, so I don't know to the fullest extent. I just remember hearing about it, but let's just try this again and see what happens. So we need to save up over $35,000, or like almost $35,000 more than we currently have. The unstable concoction should definitely help us though, but we already lost, so we need to do something different. So, can I put ice here? Yes, I can. So let's get 4th tier. And let's put the crossbow master up there for better range optimization. And we will also get this. So it's looking like I can't do this the way that I'm supposed to do it. And the reason for that is that this ice monkey is going to get pops, and thus when I get the total transformation, it will still have pops, because you're supposed to perform the exploit in such a way that you have 0 pops, like 0 pops on all of your towers. So I don't know how else I can do this. And yes, I know that I'm not supposed to put the ice there, but I don't really care because I cannot think of a better way to go about this. So let's do this. We can get a village, but we can't put it in the right spot for this to work. Yeah, that's not going to work. What about we do, alright, 4, 2, or 2, 4, and trying to put a wizard there as well, just in case getting an arcane spike or something like that would work for the better for us. But we do have a snowstorm ability if we need it. Not that it's going to work there because we already basically lost. And yeah, that does nothing. And it doesn't make the strategy work right. So let me try one more strategy, but if it doesn't work, I'm just going to call it for this video, and then I will look into how other players performed this and make another video as a part 2 to this. So let's go ahead and get an Archmage right there. It has bad range though. Stronger than a crossbow master, but it has bad range, so that does not really help us all that much. Against the BFBs it is pretty good, but if there's any purple balloons, I think we lose. There's the 3rd tier alchemist right there. But we do need the 5th tier because we cannot transform the ice monkey into a monster with the alchemist unless it is 5th tier. So there's round 76 as well. And that does lead me to talk about a change that was made to the Middle Path Alchemist. And that is that when you use the ability, the Transforming Tonic or the Total Transformation, you can now get that Alchemist while it is in monster form to see through obstacles and walls. So that is a nice buff to have because the Middle Path Alchemist hasn't been very popular as of lately. And it's definitely not as strong as a lot of the other towers. So we do have some purple bloons to watch out for. I'm not sure if getting a refreeze really helps, but let's just use this, and that seems to be good enough for this round. So I definitely do like that change that Ninja Kiwi has made to the Middle Path Alchemist to help bring it up to par for where a lot of the other towers are right now. And yeah, and in addition to that, I definitely think it makes sense as well, just from the point of the gameplay and all of that. And the reason for that is, if while an alchemist is not using its ability, it can see over obstacles, how come it can't, or how come it shouldn't be able to while its ability is active? So that is something as well. So here's round 80. And there are both ZOMGs. We still have 10 rounds to go, and I can't really get anything more to help with defense, so I don't know if we're going to be able to get this. There's the tonic to help there with the bloons a little bit. The lots and lots of BFBs. So the ice is definitely helping, but again, it is getting pops, which is not a good thing for the purpose of maximizing the score on this challenge. Again, this is showcase. This is not intended to change my score, because I can't change my score anyway at this point. So yeah, this is just for fun, as well as to show you guys what certain players did to get the maximum score in this round, nothing more. So here's round 83, basically similar to the normal round 83, except with maybe a few less Moabs, and they're all fortified. And we're not that far off from being able to afford the total transformation. The thing is, we will not be able to use the ability once we get it, because it will sell the, it will sell itself and everything else, because, except for the Ice Monkey. But, yeah, we will have to see how this goes. So the concoction is definitely helping. I can tell that because it's damaging a lot of the Moab layers of the Moabs that aren't exploding when one nearby does explode. So here's round 85, 3 ZOMGs instead of the normal 2. And we popped 2. And there's number 3. So I'm thinking what else we can get. Should we get something like a Sentry Expert? Or no. I don't think we can technically get anything else, though. That is the problem, because otherwise we would not have the towers in the correct spot to do what they're supposed to in this challenge. So here's round 87 with 5 ZOMGs instead of the usual 4. And let's see how we do here. I'm going to use this ability. And yeah, we have to restart this round, otherwise we are not going to make it. So So yeah, I'm not giving up. I'm just going to keep on going as far as I can to hopefully get this to work in the end. But let's see. Retry this. I don't know if it was right to use the ability early on rather than later. No. We still lost. Not officially, but still. I need to be able to put down another tower in the water. So, we're over the water. Why can't I put, okay, there. So we expanded the range of the ice a little bit. Let's expand it more and more. And see if we can get something like a sentry expert, or if that won't work, I don't know. But we can't put it there. I don't know why it's not letting us place it there. I mean, sure, there's not enough space, but it's disappointing. Let's try this round again, but with the village. Maybe the larger radius for the freezing will help us. I don't think it will be enough, though. If it is not, we'll have to get absolute 0, which means that we will be set back further from being able to afford the tower that we need, the total transformation. I know I'm not talking that much at this point in the video, but it requires a lot of focus to pull this off, and there we go. The transformed alchemist right there did manage to pop that stray ceramic that almost got through. So there's round 88, 2 to go. And I don't think I can get anything more at this point because we do need enough money for the total transformation. So the score formula for this challenge does give you like a very big penalty if you do not have an evened out distribution for your like tower pop counts. Even if you have a lowest pop count of 70,000 and a highest pop count of 110,000, we'll say, your score does get penalized pretty significantly by that. So we might need to freeze the DDTs before they get to the main portion of the map, like that. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Unfortunately, this isn't going to work this time, but what I will do is I'll go to sandbox mode. Yeah, it's not going to work this time because we don't have the ability close enough to recharging. But here's what I'll do. I'll go to sandbox mode and show you basically what I believe this exploit is. So here is balance. Let's go here. And let's do this. So I'll get the village like we had. I'll get the ice monkey where I can place it, which is right about here, if it will work. This is one of my biggest pet peeves in BTD6, by the way, just something to know about me, is when I can't get a tower to place right like that. So here is the alchemist, and here is the wizard. So we have an archmage like we did, and we have a 250 alch like we did. And let's just get this just because. And I'll do round 93. It's not the same round as we just had in that challenge, but it is also not the it's not the same round that we had in the challenge, but it's also not like we can get the same round like with round 90 because it was ABR, not the normal round 90. So I'll wait until basically the last possible moment to use this ability, and it doesn't work. It does not work. I guess Ninja Kiwi patched it, but it was supposed to transform not just this alchemist, but also the ice monkey. And if you transform the ice monkey so it's not an ice monkey anymore, you sell like that. Except there would still be the ice monkey after the ability expired. So we would still have this tower right here, but the wizard and alchemist would get sold because the water would no longer get frozen like it would need to be for them to stand on it. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video, you guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more interesting content. And I will talk to you all again in the next video. Peace out.